Hello everyone. Good evening or good morning if you're watching this the next day. Welcome to my live stream. My name is Audrey, and today I'm going to continue to paint with acrylic gouache. If you're new here, I have been, this month I'm trying to do something new and something kind of scary and something a little bit challenging. And you know that last year around this time, I started learning gouache, and I did a whole 100-day project. Well, maybe the second half was more about the gouache, and I've been really enjoying gouache. And I've had my set of acrylic gouache basic colors for such a long time, and I finally dusted it off and decided, all right, this is a year, like no more procrastinating. Like, why? So let's get into it. So a couple weeks ago I swatched this set, and then last week I swatched this set. So if you didn't catch those, make sure to watch them. They're all on my YouTube channel, and I actually created like all these little cards, for it. And so I really love it. I feel like I'm just gonna put this in like a little container, like a little pencil case kind of thing, but like one of those plastic ones. And then, just grab, them and then compare and put them next to each other and then do some color swatching or color studies that way. So yeah, thanks for being here. Hi, Linda. Hi, Sherry. Thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate it. So today I'm going to look at the primary set. I know it's backwards. I'm going to look at the primary set. And what I love about this is that, here, let me give you in this view. So what I love about this is that you can create the color wheel like with such vibrancy. And so I actually tried this with a different, with not these exact paints, but I tried it with the same colors, but on a different occasion. And so there were some learnings there. So I kind of want to, try it again and just see what happens. But I want to try to, emulate this, this color wheel, like more or less. I do want to show the actual color wheel with the 3 primary colors and then just all the secondary and tertiary colors. And then I obviously also want to show it with the white, mixed into it. And then also when you mix in the black. So yeah, let's see how that all turns out. Hi, Linda. Oh, you only have a couple more days left in the 100-day challenge. Congratulations. That is a huge, that's a huge achievement. Yeah, you should be very proud. Wow, great job. Okay, so today, well, I am going to swatch them first because, I need to know what they look like as well. But I thought I would do the color wheel on both white and black paper. So this is just, watercolor paper. And then this is watercolor hot pressed paper. So it's a little bit smoother to the touch. There's not as much of a surface texture as they would be with cold press paper. But yeah, I just wanted to see how they look on black paper because the first time I tried it on black paper, these colors especially were very sheer. Not as sheer as, watercolors, but they were sheerer than I expected. And then, as you know, with even these sets, like even the basics colors, like even these are more sheer than I expected as well. Like you can see that black line showing through. So I was, definitely shocked to see that acrylic gouache is not as opaque as I originally thought they would be, because I thought, oh, they're like gouache, which means that they're more opaque. And so I just assumed, and little do I know, like even, so like you can clearly see all the black marks here. So that's the basic set. But then the pastel set was like a lot more opaque. Well, not those colors, but like, this magenta color, this lilac, right? These greens and blues here. So yeah, so they definitely can get more opaque, but I'm curious to see, if my first attempt at using these, a while ago is consistent with how it's going to turn out today. So let's see. Okay. Hi, Sherry. You heard someone wax poetic about his first color reel on a TEDx talk this weekend. Okay, I'm a little confused at what you meant by wax poetic. Cyan, magenta, lemon yellow. Yes, those are the three main colors. Although they call it primary magenta, primary yellow, and primary cyan. But I mean, I think it's basically the same colors. Yes, so vibrant, so true. So let's go ahead and swatch these first and get into it. Let me first label them. So how are you guys doing? How was it a good weekend? Let me know. My weekend was kind of fun because we actually went to a Cubs game. So Cubs is the baseball team here in Chicago, and they won. It's actually been a long time since I've been to a Cubs game, and it's been a long time. I don't go as often. I'm not a huge sports fanatic, so so I really don't go to those kinds of things that often. But we did go because it's one of our friends' birthdays. It's actually my husband's cousin, and so we went out for his birthday. So we were so excited that they won. But what was funny is that, okay, so see how like sheer it is? Like you can clearly see that black line. Anyway, so what was funny is that, well, not funny, but the game was so slow but fast, if you know what I mean. Like it was slow as in like no major movement. Like it took forever for somebody to score a run. It was just a very slow game, but then it went by fast because like no one was scoring and they were turning over so quickly. So but then at the very last inning, the ninth inning, that's when the Cubs finally scored a run, and we were all so ecstatic. So that was fun. Yeah. Wow, the last 10 days. Wow. That's amazing. You did 90 days already. Like, that's incredible. Should definitely be super, super proud. But I forgot how exciting it is to be in person at a sports game. Like, like watching it at home is one thing, right? But then you're at the game, and then when they score, like, you're already on your feet, and then you're jumping for joy. Like, I forgot about that kind of feeling is such a, like, just like a basic word, but like, yeah, that feeling, like you're already so excited, and then you're kind of like riding the momentum of the entire stadium, or the field in this case, not stadium. But yeah, it was just like electric, And again, I'm not a huge sports fan. I'm not a diehard Cubs fan like some people are. So I know that it's not the same kind of feeling, but man, like nothing like that kind of feeling is really hard to beat. Okay, so here's the yellow. Again, yeah, just very sheer. Again, I did not expect this when I first used acrylic gouache. I was just like, oh, it should be very sheer. Acrylics are, not sheer. It should be opaque. Like acrylics are opaque. Gouache is opaque. Therefore, this should be opaque. And wow, what little I know. All right. Let's see. Rena, I'm going to love this color wheel, sipping tea and watching along because I always want to do a color swatch wheel through the primaries. Oh, great. I'm so glad that this is going to be right up your alley. Awesome. Oh my gosh, you guys, I totally labeled. I painted the wrong one. That's okay. I have extras. Oh my goodness. This is what happens when I'm talking and painting at the same time. Oh my goodness. That's okay. All right, let's try the yellow again. Well, the yellow one is here actually. So let's do the yellow again. But anyway, okay, so Rena, you're dipping into Messy May too. Oh, I didn't know that that was a thing. You love the joy of Get Messy art journal prompts, feel like a community of cheer, always something new to pick up. That's really awesome. I didn't know that there was such a thing like Messy May, but I kind of like that. Yeah. I feel like sometimes we have to, especially for those of us who are not used to it, sometimes we have to like give ourselves permission to do some messy art, you know? Like, yeah, we just need that permission. I teach a lot of businesses, and, you know, like one of the things I tell them, I mean, kind of in a joking way, but at the same time, I'm kind of serious. I'm like, hey, please mess up, you know, like make mistakes, and no one's going to, you know, dock you points for it. And like, no one's going to judge you if you mess this up. And so I tell them in a joking way, but I'm actually very serious, because I don't know how many of us are allowed to mess up, you know, and I'm sure at your jobs, sometimes mistakes are not allowed, like they just aren't. And so I totally get that. And it's not like I'm telling you to purposely mess up, but I'm kind of like giving them that permission, like, hey, for this next hour, like you can mess up and no one's going to fault you for it, you know? Okay, I just got some paint on my desk, and so I want to quickly finish this up so I can mop that up a little bit. I forgot to bring my Amazon box background. All right, let's clean that up. This yellow feels like childhood summer slushies. Ooh, that's cool. 193. Okay. Let's do I'm going to do the white first. I may have mentioned this, or maybe I didn't, but I have to have so many more water jars and so many more just like paper towels. I think I'm going to have to invest in like more high quality like towels or something, because I'm just going through sheets so fast. Yeah, even this white is like very, not super sheer, but it's pretty sheer. Yeah. All right, and last, oh my gosh, I did it again. I painted it on the black. You know what? At this point, I don't even care. I'm just gonna relabel it. Who cares? All right, black. Anyway, do you guys support a specific team, or, you know, do you have a favorite sport that you like to watch? What's the latest like game you've been to? Just curious. Wow, these paints are very like splattery. I mean, maybe it's because it's very wet right now, but it's very splattery. I really should bring back my Amazon box. Oh wow, that like stained it really fast. Do you see how there's that clear line? Wow, it stained that paper so fast. Oh, that's bad news, because I gotta hurry up and wipe it off my table. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Okay, all right. Not that big of a deal. Messy is okay. I know. All right, so here are the 5 primary colors. Ooh, I kind of like that what on what effect that's happening right here in this corner. Yeah, so here are the 5 primary colors that are in this set. Again, they have this set specifically so that you can, you know, paint a color wheel, really get to know your paints, you know. And I know I said that I got a bunch of colors because I realized that trying to mix with acrylic gouache is going to be hard, because unless you unless you mix the exact amount that you need, you're either going to be short or you're going to have too much, you know. So that's why I bought like all the colors. But at the same time, it doesn't mean that you still shouldn't, you know, do a color wheel and learn about your paints, you know. So that's why I'm still doing this. So let me put these up here just so that they're kind of in view, but not taking up too much space. Brewers fan here. Oh, wait, that's Milwaukee? Again, I don't really know sports. Milwaukee, right? Milwaukee Brewers? Correct me if I'm wrong. I want to say Milwaukee because they're a huge, you know, beer city. So, okay, so I used this acrylic palette not that long ago, and then I used black acrylic gouache on here, and then now it's like hardened. And so if there are any tips about how to remove this, please let me know. I mean, I didn't attempt to try to take it off, so that's my fault. I should have at least attempted to, but I haven't yet. So yeah. All right. So I don't know how I'm quite going to do this because color wheels can get kind of messy, but I'm going to try to do both at the same, excuse me, at the same time, just so that I can, yeah. Oh, it is Milwaukee. I knew it. I knew it. All right. So I am going to try to paint both color wheels at the same time. I just hope I have enough room. So I'm going to try to put everything in view here. Sorry if something gets cut off. All right, so magenta there. I'm going to put a little bit of magenta here so I can mix it. And then the yellows. Oh, you know what? I should have done 2 little red dollops. There we go. That way I can do yellow there and the yellow there. Ooh, Boston Red Sox fan. Wow. Well, I didn't know everyone was like so into baseball. Am I like missing out? I do like baseball though because it's less stressful, I feel like, you know. Okay, I'm going to do the white and the black later because I don't want it to dry out. So let's go ahead and do the primary colors and then start mixing them up. Okay. Again, just a little bit of water just to help me just incorporate that onto my brush. All right. Yeah, just see like how sheer that is. Like I just did not expect that, you know. Okay, so there's the red one there. Here's magenta here. Again, yeah, like so sheer. There's not a lot of water on my brush at all. Yeah, so unexpected. Okay. Let's add just a little bit of yellow into that. Oof, look at this color, beautiful. Like, just look how like red this is, really nice. Okay, so a little bit more yellow into that. Should get a nice orangey color. Yeah. Yeah, it is kind of crazy like how little it's turning up on the black paper. It really is. So if you notice, I really try to use up as much of the paint that was already on my brush as possible. And so instead of mixing fresh new colors every time, I just used up the paint that was already on my brush. So that kind of helps, you know, like when you're doing these kinds of color wheels, that you don't feel like you're, you know, wasting paint. Ooh, look at that yellow, beautiful. Here's on the black. It almost looks kind of greenish on the black because it's so sheer. Yeah, very interesting. Okay. I'm just going to use the yellow that's already on my brush and just kind of mix it into the blue. Oh, shoot, I should have taken it from the other side. Nope, this side. Very yellow green. Yep. It's a little bit more blue. Oh, just look how vibrant this green is. So nice. Really pretty. Okay. Linda, Saturday night you'll be at the what team? At the FAM team? Sorry, the farm team in Worcester? I actually don't even know how to pronounce that. Is it Worcester? Right? Massachusetts, for the Boston Sox. Awesome. Hope you have a good time. Okay, let's do the blue. I mean the cyan. Awesome. Okay, now let's take the cyan and then mix just a little bit of red into it. Beautiful. Oops, maybe a little bit more red. And a little bit more red for that violet kind of color. Oh, so hard to see on the black, but you know, if you kind of like tilt it, you can like sort of see it though too. Yeah. All right, so here's what they look like so far. I'm not done yet. I need to start adding white and then black into it. Man, I gotta work really fast because I don't want the paint to dry up. So let me move a little faster. I'm just trying to wash out my brush as best as I can. Okay, let's get the white and the black. I'm just gonna make a glob. I'm just gonna put random globs in case they all get, like I don't want them to get too contaminated. Okay, let's do the whites first. Let me see. Let me do the magenta. And the white into the yellow, the white into the blue, the white into these purples and into the greens. So I'm just trying to redistribute the whites. Okay. take a little bit of that pink. Ooh, man, you only need just a little bit to get this beautiful pastel color. Look at that. Oh. Yeah, and already it feels like so much thicker and so much more opaque. Like, look how well it stands out against this black. Really nice. Yeah, really nice. Yeah, I don't really know much about sports, but you know, I do again, like I do enjoy like the camaraderie, and I do enjoy the like, oh shoot, it's already drying. Ah, oh no. Okay, okay, gotta work fast. I'm like taking my sweet old time, having a conversation. I'm like, oh no, I gotta move faster. Okay. Huh, interesting. This is more like a nude kind of color. I do remember enjoying let's see. Sorry, again, I'm trying to like brain fart over here. When I was in college, LeBron James was huge, and I was in Cleveland. So it was a really exciting time. And this was before he moved to Miami Heat and then, you know, came back to Cavs. So this was, yeah. But it was really exciting because, you know, he was so good, and he really lifted up Cleveland, like the whole city. And like so many people were so proud of him. So many people were so proud to be like from Cleveland. And even though I'm not even from Cleveland, I just went to school there, I was even proud, you know, even though I had zero affiliation with it. But it was just something to, yeah, just be proud about. Oh no, oh my gosh, do you see this? Like, I'm trying to like forcefully reactivate it. Oh my goodness, yeah, it's really drying. Oh gosh. Okay, here we go. Here we go. I feel like this consistency is not going to be correct, but oh no. Okay. Let's see. Which one's this one? Ah, I think the green. Yeah, the consistency is not right. Oh my gosh, look at what happened. It's like grainy. Hold on. I'll show you what it looks like in just a moment. Like once I actually finish painting it. Oh gosh. Okay, see? Learning. I'm learning. Not to forcefully reactivate it because, wow, I can see like the little granules. What am I doing now? Oh gosh. The blue. This is so hard. Wow. So I don't know, this is getting me thinking like, okay, how do I keep my paints really fresh? Again, I know I can use my Stay Wet palette, but aside from that, like, oh, wow, I don't know how I'm going to manage. This is really hard. I mean, it probably doesn't help that I have my fan, like my ceiling fan going, and you know, and I'm using an acrylic palette instead of using the Stay Wet palette. But even still, I'm like, uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh boy. Oh boy. That's okay. It's okay. Like it's all part of the learning process, you know? But it's very interesting. I also realized I didn't add white to all of my secondary, so I'm trying to go back really quickly as best as I can. As long as the paint is still somewhat wet. Oh no, this is not right. No, that's not right at all. Ah, I'm messing up so much. That's okay. You know what? I'm going to try to add some more white to it really fast. Just trying to mix that yellow green in with the white. And I just try to go over it. That's a little better. It's not perfect, but it's a little better. All right, and then that red orange with the white. I'm missing that one too. Oh, and I need some more white. Oh my goodness, I am like getting a little nervous. Like I have to work so fast. I just did not expect this. I mean, I knew that it dried fast, but not this fast, you know? Oh my. Okay, so more magenta, just a little bit of yellow. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so this is what I mean about like, it's gonna be really tricky to mix the right color and get it right and then mix enough of it. You know what I mean? Like it's already hard enough just trying to maintain the right consistency. I can't imagine trying to do this and then making a whole glob of the right color. Like, oof. All right. Okay, you know what? Oh my gosh. Oh, the black. Oh, I forgot about the black. You know, I think mixing black into the paints and then painting on here will be a little bit harder, but I'm still gonna try. I'm just gonna do it for the primary colors just because I don't have a lot of room. So let's mix a little bit of the black in with the magenta. I guess the good part is that when you have like a whole glob, it's still pretty wet, you know, but then once you kind of spread it out to a thin like, you know, pancake like I did here, then it's definitely harder to reactivate, obviously, because it's, you know, it's more exposed to the surface, the air, and it's, yeah, it just dries a lot faster. So that's very interesting. Like I said, I'm washing out my brush so much more often. Okay, let's do the yellow. Oh gosh, I don't have a lot of yellow left, but that's okay. Try to use this. It's almost like a weird like greenish color. It's barely showing up on the black paper as suspected. That's okay. Okay. Last but not least, let's do that on the blue. Oh my gosh. Blue here, here. And you really only need just a tiny bit of black because I mixed a little too much, and yeah, it just incorporates throughout the color so quickly. It just stains it like so fast. Okay, and there's the blue. Oh, I feel like some yellow might have gotten in there. It looks a little bit blue greenish, but anyway, wow, that was like so intense, so fast. Whew. Wow. Okay, I still have like some globs of paint on here, but I don't know what else I'm going to do with it. For now, I'm just going to kind of pause and just look at these, yeah, color wheels next to each other. Oh my gosh. Whew. All right, hold on. So let me try to show you that texture that I was talking about earlier. So I think what happened is, I don't know if you guys can see it on here now, but do you see how there's like little speckles, right? So I think what happened was I was forcefully trying to reactivate the paints, and obviously they're not going to be reactivated in the same way, and the pigments aren't going to, you know, dissolve in the water like regular watercolors and gouache will. So it's very interesting that because it didn't fully dissolve. At least that's what I think is what's happening here. Because of that, the pigments are just as they are. They're like these little tiny particles. So very, very interesting. Okay, here's the black one a little bit more close up. Again, not as opaque, but until you add the white into them. And even the black is more opaque, as you can see, you know, especially on the white paper. But yeah, in general, it's pretty sheer. And again, I did add a lot of water to some of these outer ones just because I was trying to, you know, mix some more of the paint. And then the only way I know how is to just add more water, which is something, I think that's a habit I need to break out of. Because I think even with gouache, I have a tendency to add water to stretch my paints. And again, you can technically do that. But if you want to maintain the opacity, then you have to add white and not add water. So that's just a habit I'm gonna have to break. Again, if that's the look that I'm going for. But yeah, here we go. Here are the two color wheels. What do you guys think? I know, Linda, you said that the paints on the black paper is interesting. Again, it's not as opaque as I thought they were going to be. So that's something to note if you are going to if you're going to use acrylic gouache. Again, it's not as opaque as you might think, you know. Let me see, cyan. Let's see what else we got. The magenta, the yellow. Yeah, so it's just not as opaque as you might think, but but the consistency of the paint is so smooth. I don't know if you guys could tell from the video, but it moves so easily. So I think that if you really learn how to simplify your color palette, I think painting with acrylic gouache can be really fun. So if you did mix like a big chunk of like just a few colors, and then just do some different small paintings with that, yeah, wow, you could go a long way. Excuse me. I definitely don't recommend acrylic gouache for large scale paintings, unless, again, you're doing it like one color at a time, kind of like paint by numbers, where you can really concentrate, or or you don't have to use, all the colors at the same time. So I think just in general, this is just my opinion, just from my learned experience and just my trial and error. Yeah, I think it will be better to do smaller scale paintings, and not and a more simplified color palette. So yeah, what do you guys think? Thoughts? Would you try acrylic gouache? It is very interesting, I will say. Yeah. Okay, let me hold these up for my screenshot. Oh, I got some paint on my fingers. That's okay. Let me just do it like this. That's a good one. Okay. Yeah. I really, it's interesting because even this hot press paper is not as thick, or doesn't feel as thick. But anyway, these papers are from Legion. This is, yeah, again, just watercolor, cold press paper from Legion. This is watercolor paper that's hot pressed and black from Legion. This is very special. Yeah, black paper is not very common, especially for watercolor. So if you are curious to try it, please try Legion. I believe I do have a, I don't have my list or links in the description box, but I'll add it as soon as this live stream is done. But yeah, please make sure to check it out. Like, a small pad will go a long way. And the great thing about black paper is that if you love metallic paints, even metallic watercolor paints, like, they show up so beautifully. I mean, just look at this. I have a whole video about the Fine Tech metallic watercolors, and I did all of these swatches on them, and they just show up so beautifully. Like, look at that shine. Yeah, just really, really pretty. So yeah, black paper really is fun if you like, if you like gouache, like it'll turn out really well too. If you like colored pencil, you know, just, yeah, it's just a really fun medium or surface medium to try. So I hope you try it out. Okay, well, thank you so much for joining. That kind of wraps up at least the basics of acrylic gouache with all the swatching. I'm trying to think about what to do for the next one because I want to start, I want to start learning techniques now. And so I think I'm going to try using or applying watercolor techniques like the gradients or washes or just stuff like that. I want to try to apply those techniques with acrylic gouache and just see what happens. And I think that's what I did even with my regular gouache too. I tried to learn how to do, washes really well, how to fade out the colors, how to do variegated washes. And so I'm going to try to do the same with acrylic gouache. And yeah, and then I might do some of that live next week too, or maybe we'll actually paint something. We'll see. We'll see. I don't want to promise anything, but yeah. Just thank you so much for being part of this journey. If you're still here, please give this video a like. That just really helps me in YouTube's eyes. If you're catching the replay, let me know which color will you like better. Do you like it better on the white paper or on the black paper? Let me know in the comments or let me know in the chat now. And again, make sure to catch up on previous live streams where I swatched all the basics colors and the pastel colors. Like, look how pretty those colors are. So that you can just be kind of caught up to date and then also see how the other colors look on paper. So thank you again so much. Next week, I'll be live on Monday, May 27th. Until then, have a great week. Bye. Bye.